Hey everyone! Today's video is part of the IOD Summer Collection Release playlist. So if you want to see other videos from this playlist, please click the link in the description below. You guys, I cannot wait to show you all of these. It is so exciting and there's so many new things coming your way. So we're gonna hop right into the video. I am gonna take this old picture frame. This is like rather large. I got it at a garage sale for only $1. We're going to take the backing off. I'll go ahead and replace that. And then we need to make sure to clean the glass in here very, very well. We're going to introduce Charlotte. That is the name of this beautiful stamp. Do you see all the details, all of the elements? This is definitely my favorite stamp out of all of the ones that we got. And we're going to use the back of this stamp for the inspiration going into this project. So I'm going to take my masks and I'm going to use Charlotte, and then I'm also going to use the Prestige stamp from the last release, and I am going to work on my layers. This is a great way of figuring out placements, figuring out how you're going to layer your stamps on top of each other. So I like to do this whenever I'm planning out something. So once that's done, you can see right here I had it all laid out. And now I know what needs to come first and how to add my layers. I am going to sand my stamp since it's brand new. And now I'm going to remove all the elements and I am going to start stamping what needs to go down first as far as my layers go. So grabbing my black ink, I'm going to go ahead and lay that on the glass. Now, I have never stamped on glass like this before, so you want to be very careful. Obviously the surface is slick, so that ink tends to want to move and glide, and you don't want that. So you'll see right here I am lightly tapping my hand on top of this. I am not pushing hard, because if you do push hard, that ink is going to spread and then it's just going to look like a smeared image, which we do not want. Now that I have those two stamps down, I'm going to put my masks down and then layer Charlotte on top of them. And this is going to help create the illusion that the teacup is actually sitting on her head and it's not like in her hair. You guys picking up what I'm putting down here? Yeah, layering's confusing, but it looks amazing. I'm going to add some butterflies from the same stamp set on here as well. And then we are going to, like I said, add elements of Prestige in here too. This is one of the Prestige florals over here. And then we're going to grab the garden bouquet stamp. So you could see different florals here. We're going to use the daisy one for this one. I'm going to put a mask over this bottom butterfly and then stamp those florals right over. This kind of reminded me of like an Alice in Wonderland vibe. We're going to grab Mirror Effect by Rust-Oleum, and we are going to give this 2 good coats of this. Now this stuff dries like super fast, so just be on the lookout. You could see right here. That's the baby. Sorry for the grunting. Now I'm taking a paper towel, scrunched it up, put some nail polish remover on, and I'm going to take some of that mirror effect off. The more pressure you put, the more you're going to get off. So you can see all my spots missing. Now I'm going to take Metallic Gold by Rust-Oleum. I'm going to do 1 coat. Now for this step, you guys, you can use any color. You can use black, you can use blue. It does not matter. Totally your preference. Now we're going to go back inside and work on the frame. I'm going to grab JB Weld. I do not want these babies going anywhere, and seriously, nothing budges when you use this stuff. However, it is super, super stinky. So I'm going to grab it and I'm just going to put it on the back of my molds here and making sure to cover every inch of it. And then I'm going to drop it on the floor, get dog hair because Hank's just laying there living the life. Great. I don't think there's any projects of mine that don't have dog hair in them. Okay, and then the reason I use JB Weld as well is because I created these molds. So this is the butterfly mold. And before this resin was thoroughly cured, I pulled them out, bent them up, and then taped them so that they would hold their shape while drying. And then they created these beautiful butterflies that look like they are in flight. Aren't those so stinking cute, you guys? So, I mean, and you can use these on anything. I do have, I think, the butterfly mold back in stock, or I think I just stocked it. Okay, so for these, only the middle part of these butterflies are going to be touching the frame. So I put a healthy glob of the JB Weld on here and just set them up, and I did not touch the frame. I let this totally dry. Once it dried overnight, I came in with little black dress, and I am going to put one coat over the entire frame. I am using a chippy brush here because there are a lot of details in all of the molds that I decided to use, and that helps get into all of like the nooks and the crannies. I only had to do one coat of this. Then we're going to head over and we're going to grab the Gilded, not the Gilded, the Golden Ticket Liquid Patina. And what I'm doing here is I'm dipping it in the liquid patina, but I am like dabbing the excess of it off on to a paper towel. That way I'm not like painting it on. I'm just kind of dry brushing it over the top of these molds. I wanted this to just pair perfectly with the mirror effect that we did. Oh, so beautiful. And the last step is to get some black wax. That black wax is going to deepen that little black dress paint color. And then as we go over the molds, you'll notice that it starts to darken those molds back up, which I don't want. I want the gold. So you can see the one on the left and one on the right, how dark they looked and then how light it looks. So I'm going to grab a microfiber cloth and I'm going to pull all of that black wax off of our mold so that it is nice and shiny gold again. And you guys, look at how gorgeous this turned out. It is so whimsical. And to be honest, I'm so proud of myself because I'm not a molds gal, and that turned out so good. And the details in this new stamp, look at her face, like look at her eyes. It's absolutely stunning. And I'm trying to get the best video I can, considering it's a mirror and it's reflecting, but I love it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think of this stamp and if you are excited to try something new with it. Look at the bird. That's from the Prestige stamp. I love it. It makes me giddy. I'm super excited about this one. Okay, so this next one, you guys, I have legit had this piece in my thrift stash for probably 3 years, paid $4.99. Hopefully I paid 50% off of it. And then, dun, 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 I'm not going to even try to pronounce her name, you guys, because I butcher it at the end. But this is one of the new molds, you guys. This is about 5x7. This baby is thick and beautiful. We are going to use her for this piece. So because you guys, I don't know what this thing is called, a box that I don't know, but it is framed out and then it's kind of like raised up. So the only part that the mold is actually touching is the top and the bottom of that framed edge. So I decided I was going to use JB Weld to adhere it to that surface. That way I knew it was not going anywhere, since majority of it would not have any kind of adhesive on there. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? So I'm going to put it on the parts of the mold that are going to touch and then the actual surface, lay that down, and then I'm going to set it aside and leave it alone until it dries. Now we're going to take some layered chocolate and some salt wash. You bet your booty I am getting every last little crumb of that salt wash out of that container. And I'm grabbing my chippy brush and we are going to stipple this on. I am not trying to cover the entire piece. What we're doing here is we're trying to create layers. We want to have one of those like stone concrete finishes, and the way we're going to do that is with layers. So once that's dried, oh, sorry, you guys, that's not layered chocolate, that's weathered wood. Okay, so now we're going to go into tarnished pearl. Tarnished pearl is like a white, but it has a gray undertone. And I'm going to put that on majority of our surface. But I do want that weathered wood peeking out, the original color peeking out. That is totally fine with me. But that second layer of salt wash, you want that. That is going to create, again, more layers. Okay, so you can see that like I'm getting up in there. So after, sorry, I smacked my lips right now. How annoying is that? Okay, after we're done with that and it's dry, we are going to grab a gray. So I'm going to take my swatches out, and the one that looked most like concrete to me was gravel road. So for the gravel road, we are not going to put that in salt wash. We are just going to brush that over all of that texture we created. I am not oversaturating the piece. I'm not trying to paint it and get full coverage here. I am just putting, you could see like I'm dipping it in my paint and then dabbing it off on the paper towel, and I am stippling it on over. I want to see all those different layers and colors coming through here. All right, so once we're done with gravel road, we are going to grab our clear DIY wax and we are going to clear the entire piece. This is going to help with our next step, which is the dark and decrepit dust. When you use that dust, you want that wax to still be wet. So right here, I'm using a brush, but I will say using your finger, I think works better because you're able to kind of like push that dust into the wax. Um, but either way works. After you let it set for a few minutes, you're going to then grab another brush and then dust the remnants of it off. Let that dry overnight and look at how beautiful she is. You guys, this is the mold that I thought I was going to like the least, and now I'm obsessed with it. I can see her on so many different projects and accessorized so many different ways. You guys have to watch the playlist because seeing how some people use this mold is absolutely amazing. For our next project, we are going to use the new Bose mold here. Look at, we're going to use that small one. This one's going to be perfect for holidays. So I don't even end up using this plate. So let's scratch that. I ended up grabbing a piece of decoupage paper. Sorry, I did not show it to you. And I'm going to paint the background of it white so that it pops on our surface since I'm going to be using Farm Fresh here. I think this round came from Dollar Target spot place. So anyways, I'm going to paint it with Farm Fresh. And as I'm doing my two layers, I don't like that the like wood texture is coming through here. So I decide to go in with some Farm Fresh and Salt Wash and stipple that on to give it a nice texture. I kind of felt like it made it look like more high end, I guess you can say. Once that is dried, I did paint my molds in Farm Fresh as well. I'm going to take, again, Golden Ticket liquid patina, and I'm going to paint all of those berries in this color. I do have to give that 2 coats. And then I decided to try this out. I grabbed a silicone spatula looking thing, and I just dipped it in that liquid patina and then smeared it on the surface. It looks weird right now, you guys, but I think it actually like gave me a really cool background finish. You'll have to let me know what you think of this. Okay, now we have everything that we need. Now, this was the complicated part because these molds had all these leaves and stuff, and I needed obviously the decoupage paper to sit inside of it. You guys are welcome for all my hair. I used a wet paintbrush and just tried my best to kind of like trace it out and then rip off the paper that I did not need. So 1 hour later, I am grabbing liquid patina and I'm putting it on the surface of our project, and then I'm going to use my paintbrush and push down that decoupage paper. I'm going to follow that all the way down, and then I'll use that liquid patina to clear the entire piece, including the molds. Now taking our mold, I'm using Type Bond Quick and Thick. I'm going to brush that on to make sure it gets on all of those leaves, and then we are going to place that on there, and I'll do the same thing for the other side. Now, there was some parts where the decoupage paper did not touch, so I'm just taking some white paint and I'm blending that in so it doesn't look like a straight line. Look at how good that looks. Yes, girl. Okay, now we're gonna grab our bow mold and I'm going to dust it with some cornstarch. We're gonna take our air dry clay and we're gonna go ahead and push that right into our mold. I am getting better and better every time I use clay, you guys. Even though I prefer resin, I'm a ride or die resin user. Okay, so now we're gonna flip that out. Look at how cute this is. Now, I used my Type Bond Quick and Thick, and while the mold was still pliable, I needed to attach it to our surface. That way it could shape around the molds that were already on the bottom of it. I'm going to take Golden Ticket once again while the mold is still wet. This is going to help create less cracks in the clay, and I'm going to put 2 coats of that on. Here is how she turned out in all of her beautiful glory. This ended up turning out like a Christmas DIY, but nonetheless, it is still beautiful. And check out that gorgeous bow. I like it. What about you guys? Okay, last but not least, I'm going to take this mirror that I thrifted. I sprayed the mirror itself with clear matte by Rust-Oleum. I'm going to grab Bohemian Blue and Salty Kiss to create a bit of a custom color. We're going to paint the entire surface of this. So even the mirror we are painting, and we are also going, I don't know what I'm saying, you guys. I'm like sleep deprived here with a new baby. Okay, so we paint this all up. We're going to let it dry. It's going to dry down lighter as do all of the DIY paints. And then I'm going to grab Salty Kiss and I'm just going to dry brush it over all those high points right here. I don't know, it just added a little bit more depth and playfulness to the piece, I guess. And then the most important part before we go into our next step is clearing your surface. So I am grabbing liquid patina and I'm going to clear everything on here. I'm going to let this cure overnight. This is the part that you need to do. You need to let it properly cure. Then we're going to take, this is brand new, y'all, the Gilded transfers. There are 2 books that came out with the Gilded transfers, you guys, and they are gurga, okay? So I initially had a thought like which transfer I wanted to use. Unfortunately, it was too big for this project, but no fear, there are tons of different pictures in here. So I cut one of them out. I took the backing out, and just like we do with the other transfers, you're going to take the plastic little transfer stick that comes with it, and you're going to start pushing it down as you pull it up. Now, I don't think these were hard to use or were very like different from like the other transfers. You just have to go a little slower and you do have to seal your project. With other transfers, I don't usually seal my projects. I just put the transfer right over it and then seal. So you do have to seal with this one. And then I want you to keep in mind that when using these, so you saw how like the background of the entire page is gold. If you press really hard on that surface, it will transfer onto your project. So you do want to focus your rubbing on the image itself. I hope I'm making that clear and not confusing. It's probably confusing, huh? Either way, I found that these were very easy and beginner friendly to use. There was a big gap at the bottom, so I decided to add another little filigree moment on here. And of course, I had to add my gilded gold wax to all of those beautiful details. And I did clear the transfer, you guys, with Big Top. And I just wanted to show you all of the different angles and how beautiful this looks. You guys, these gilded transfers are going to look great on so many different paint colors. Oh my gosh. You guys, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I look forward to seeing what you guys order and what you guys liked. And now I'm going to show you everything that is in the new release. Obviously, I was excited to use this one. Frankie, shut up! All right, my friends, the part you guys have all either been waiting for or you jumped ahead for. So I'm going to show you all the molds, the stamps, and the transfers and the paint inlays. So they came out with a new vibe with the molds. We have this beautiful, you guys, we're going to butcher all the names here. Persephone, maybe? This is the one that I used in my DIY. It is gorgeous. And to be honest, I thought this was going to be my least favorite one of everything. And this was by far my favorite. Like, I could see this going on so many things and playing around with it. Like, oh, I have so many ideas for it. So this is new, and this is kind of like a, it's not as big as you can see. These are like a 5x7 mold. So we got this beauty right here. And you can see it's like pretty thick. And then we have there's like dog hair everywhere. Belisite? I don't know. It's this beautiful rose one. And these are deep. Like these, you could see how thick the side is. Like these are almost an inch. So, and this is another one of the 5x7s. And I couldn't get around to doing more, you guys. On Tuesday, if I can get it, I will put out one. But if not, we are going to be doing more because there's so much. So you can see that's like some of them. And then like how thick they are. So beautiful. So there's that one. I made like 2 of those thinking I was going to have time. Then we have the bows. I can pronounce this one. You guys. The bows. Okay. So we have the larger one and the smaller one. And then obviously the little streamer tails that go along with it. So I love this one. I feel like this one is going to come in handy during the holidays. So we have that one. And then we have this one, which is very like fall-esque to me. But when you see the playlist and how some other people used her, it really started clicking for me, this one, because I was like, man, that kind of looks more like fall. But watch the playlist and get the inspiration. This one is oak leaves and acorns, but we all know this one's going to be good for fall too, and it's not limited release, so even better. And now we will go to the stamps. Now, you guys, make sure that you head over to the website now, because I only ordered limited quantities just because I don't have the space since it's in my basement. And last time it sold out really, really fast. So head over there, and then I will do reorders on Monday for things that we sold out of. Okay, so stamps. This one I didn't get a chance to use, you guys, and I think it's going to be the favorite. This is the, I can never pronounce that, ephemeral type. So this is amazing. All of this different prints, like the stamps. This is gonna be awesome for everything and anything. It looks like signatures. There's little, this one says like postcard, you know, things that are not in English. So like, here's some like examples. So that one I think is gonna do well. I just took it out of its plastic wrap because I need to put it in one of these. And then we have Garden Bouquet. So I used one of the flowers in here for our mirror. And here's what those flowers look like. And then I will show you the back, just so you kind of get an idea. The black image is a little easier to read. And you guys, these little like sheets, these are in my Amazon store link in the description box. They come in a 12-pack, and seriously, add them to your cart and wait for Prime Day, which is I think like next week, to see if they go on sale, because they're already inexpensive, but if we could get them cheaper. All right, and then we have this beauty that we use, Charlotte. So this is like gorgeous. I can see this, like it's so, I don't know, it's whimsical, but it's like you can do it for academia. I mean, and there's just so many elements that you can mix with other stamps that we have. Like there's even like paintbrushes right there. So there's that one. I think this one is my favorite of the stamps. I think it's gorgeous. I love the lady. And like I said, like how we built on like the teacup and stuff, like you can do that with so many other, you know, like stamps that you already have in your collection. So those were the 3 stamps. So let's set those aside. Then we have our transfers. So we have 2 florals. So we have one of the smaller books, and I'm just going to show you them like this, instead of going one by one by one. Let me see if I could get a little closer. These have a different like look to them. They're called fairy tale florals. They almost look like someone like sketched them. Maybe is like you can see, especially like in these pink, can you see that? Like it looks like they like sketched them. That's the only way I could like describe it. So this is the smaller booklet. And you guys, we have back in stock Lover of Flowers from the last release. That one's back in stock on my website as well. Then we have Rose Botanical. So this is the larger 12 by 16 sheets, and you get 8 of them. This one is actually really gorgeous. So we have smaller florals, so it's not just big ones. And then we have like some medium ones and some larger ones as we go. So this one's really pretty, and I really love the soft colors they chose for this one. And then the new concept transfers for IOD, you guys. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. The Gilded transfers. So, oh my gosh, it's so hard, but look at how shiny those babies are. So you saw me use the one booklet. Here's the other one. These are 4 larger images. So, I mean, you could cut them up if you want, but I cannot wait. I have a little piece of furniture, and I cannot wait. This will look good on mirrors. Like I said, you guys, go on the playlist in the description box because you're going to see how so many other people used more of these products. So we have the 4 sheets at 12 by 16. Those are the bigger images. And then you have the one with all the smaller images. So these have tons of options. Aren't those gorgeous? Oh my gosh. I can't wait to try them on so many different colors. But that is like our new concept. They've never had this transfer before, this type of transfer. So this is super exciting. Hurry up and get yours. They were rather easy to use. The sisters went over how to use them, but it really, as long as you clear the item and then let that top coat cure overnight and then put the Gilded transfer over it, it really was no problem at all. It was just like using the regular transfers. So I really enjoyed these. And then lastly, we got 2 new paint inlays. They're the same inlay but different colors. So we have this navy blue color, and then it comes in a black as well. This one's called Delft Traditions Noir, and then this one's Delft Traditions Azure. And there's so many. I love when we get sheets like this, especially if you're new to paint inlays. These are so much easier to use and start out with, but we get so many other smaller elements in here. These are so fun. I saw something that Erin from Provincial Farmhouse did with these, so go check out her channel. You guys know I've talked about her before, but these are going to be a lot of fun too. So these I only got 6 each of because you guys don't usually buy a lot of the paint inlays. So you guys, that is all the new goodies. Like I said, I am going to reorder Monday. So if things sell out, I will reorder Monday and get them back in stock. Things that I did get back in stock, I got the apothecary stamps, you know, the little stamps. And then I got the conservatory labels back in stock. We got the Lover of Flowers transfer book back in stock, as well as, you guys, the ephemeral, the one I can't pronounce, that smaller transfer book that I have not been able to get my hands on since I became a stockist. That one finally came back in stock, as well as the frames mold. So the frames that have I think it's 5 or 6 in one mold, that one finally came back in stock and I was able to order it for the website. So hurry up, you guys. Let me know what you guys think is going to be your favorite. And I hope you guys have a great day. Please make sure to leave me a comment and hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. All right, you guys, bye.